Look at them, how to make it in America. Real day one, ain't a lot of us. Mom worked 2 jobs, it was hard for us. Me and sis made it out, now she proud of us. They didn't teach me how to rap in those private schools. Wasn't like my rich friends, had a lot to lose. Less money, less options, lot of rules. So when that first deal came, it was opportune. And shawty got potential, I scout that. She say she in love, but I doubt that. Maybe it's the clout. I get love in the north, I get love in the south, yeah. Shawty claims she a feminist, and her feminine. Girl, you know that he average. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the architectural wonder that is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the New England Patriots. Here's Bosher to kick it away. First and 10, here's Brady. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Cordero Patterson, 75 yards. And the Pats have taken the early lead. Now Steven Gostkowski on for the extra point. Extra point good by Gostkowski, and it's now a 7-0 game. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their own 27. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's go. 54, south. 20. Hey, let's go. 21. Right. Hey, express. Let's go.
On first down, Ryan going underneath. It's Coleman. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
22.
Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Hey, let's go. 21. 39. Wait. Hey, south.
From the shotgun, Ryan. He's going to rifle one deep left side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Let's go. Hey, Rick Lance. 21.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. Flush to his right. into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Well, still 5 weeks left in the regular season, Charles, but if it ended today, the Pats would be the number 2 seed in the AFC because they won last week in New York. You couple that with the Steelers' loss in Denver, and here they are.
And how important would that be for a team like New England? To get a little extra rest for guys like Tom Brady, for Bill Belichick to have 2 weeks to get ready for a team. You put it all together, an open week for the Patriots. A bye is huge, and they will be playing down the stretch to secure that bye.
Well, what they've got coming up, they're home against Minnesota, then 2 road games at Miami and at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and it all starts with that Minnesota game because the Vikings, they're scrapping hard to try and secure their own playoff spot.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Cordero Patterson with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Patriots add on to their lead. Gostkowski the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Atlanta Falcons, Charles, with that loss last week against New Orleans, they're now knocked out of the division race. It would have been a long, tough road regardless. But with all the injuries they've had on defense, and we've discussed this, it was going to be a tough stretch for them anyway.
It certainly was, and they didn't help their cause in the game because...
And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
21. Get up. 22's coming. 22's coming. Mike. 21.
Now Ryan on second down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
11. Hey, Tuesday.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 55 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's no quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Check it. Wide. Hey, bolt 66. Alpha. Sub.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. Here's Brady to throw. And he's got an open man. It's Gronkowski. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's a So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. On the tackle that time, Bruce Irvin. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Flushed. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Switching gears for a second to look at the NFL slate. You know, the bye weeks are now over, Charles. And if you had to pinpoint a couple of teams that are surprising you right now with where they're at, who would that be?
Well, I didn't think Washington would be in first place this late in the year, and they're still hanging in there. But 2 teams that really jump out at me. How about the run the Indianapolis Colts are on right now? And how well Andrew Luck is playing the quarterback position. We don't talk about it.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The football, it's loose. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Here we go.
And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. On 3rd down, Brady. And this is going to be incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
20. Get up.
the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. From the gun, it's Ryan. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they load him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Brady again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Philip Dorsett, 63 yards. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Gostkowski with the extra point. And a rout is on here in this first half. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. So out come the Falcons now. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A gain of 32 that time. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. To throw is Ryan. And that'll be hauled in by the tight end. It's Hooper for the Falcon touchdown. Austin Hooper in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons cut into that lead. Here's Bosher to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. So the Patriots coming out now. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So at halftime, it's the Patriots with the advantage. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
and I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. This is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Finding some room at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
20. Hey, Ridley. Hey, Ridley.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 47 yards. And the Falcons get a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
They'll try and run it in with Coleman. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. Here's Bosher to kick it away. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Brady to throw on 2nd down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Cordero Patterson, 73 yards. And the Patriots add on to their lead. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Atlanta now coming out on the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he gets this deep into Patriot territory. It's a big play there for Atlanta. And even 50 yards.
22.
Here's Coleman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The corner, Stephon Gilmore, on the stop.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Ryan. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Falcons cut into that lead. Here's Bosher to kick it away. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Brady and the Patriots now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Right.
Throwing on first down is Brady. Goes right side, complete to Gronk. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Getting it to their playmaker, Cordero Patterson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Back now here on EA Sports. New England on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Ready?
Now Brady. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Brady to Gronkowski for the Patriot first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Brady. Escaping the pressure right. Right side, that's complete to Gronkowski. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Oh, design run for their wideout. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Well, now they'll try the end around. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. To throw on 3rd down, Brady. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I that?
And what a return. He's all the way down to the 30.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Now Ryan on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Drops it off for Coleman. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and they're going to face a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Play 20! Play 20!
And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. They got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. To throw, it's Brady. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Ryan Allen now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is brought in at the 21. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. One last shot for Ryan. He's going to let it fly. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this.
I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now. I do this for my rounds.